Hello, guys. Hi. Okay. So, this is my very first live YouTube where I am going to be talking about trust funds. Um, and hopefully, this platform can grow and it can give me more opportunities to educate more people about the importance of having trust funds. So, let's talk about how I got here because I think that's always important. And while a lot of people don't tend to share their entirety of their story, I think it helps. One, I am just like you. Um, and trust funds are for everybody because everybody dies. Death is for everybody. And therefore, this tool that has been created to live after you die is important. So I will tell you my own story and then we'll just go from there. And hopefully, I will manifest more people to trust funds because right now, as it stands, 90% of us do not have a trust fund. And that weighs on my heart every single day. One third of us are losing our wealth in probate court. Probate court is hell. I don't even know any other way to put it, y'all. I just had my hearing currently as we are speaking. I am in my grandmother's house. My grandmother bought this house early 1950s, 52, 53, 54, somewhere along there. Um, and so this family has literally been this house has literally been in our family for decades. My grandmother passed last January, and as a result of her passing, um, we have found ourselves in probate court. One day I will tell the entirety of the story, but it is, first of all, it's a draining and exhausting process because it's long. So, reason number one that I'm going to say you need a trust fund is so that you don't ever have to experience probate court. That's you as the beneficiary, as someone who may be receiving something from somebody, or you who have ownership of something, right? So, there's two different people that I think can approach me about trust funds. And I think they are, for lack of a better term, like it's the people that have created or have built or have. And then it may be the people that don't have it yet, but they are working towards something. Um, so for me, trust funds are for everybody because they benefit the haves and the have nots. So we always talk about in my family, my mom always brings up this divide between the haves and the have nots. And that's why she's so passionate about education. And I guess to some degree, that's what I'm passionate about. Um, I'm passionate about law. Now, granted, I believe like a lot of things that I'm not going to express here because I don't want them to taint anything you may think, but I am not pro. I'm not. I'm pro us. I'm pro the people, and because I'm pro people, I think it's so important that we do not buy into the myth that trust funds are only for people who have a lot of money. First of all, you have a lot of money. If you are watching this, you have something that is worth protecting. And this is where I want to talk about us as a community because what you can protect in a trust fund is anything because it's a contract. And the one thing I learned and the one thing I know about contracts is that you can contract anything except things that are illegal. But you can create a contract for anything, and even illegal things, you have an argument in the court. You understand what I'm saying? So the truth of the matter is that this country is predicated on written agreements that we say, okay, this is what it is. A trust fund is a written agreement between you and the people that you want to be. Like it could be your family. Ideally it would be your family, but you can have created family, right, that you want to protect and make sure that you provide for. That's what a trust fund does. So everybody needs a trust fund because you have something, whether you think you have something or not. you have something, whether you have a sneaker collection, because a lot of us have those, whether you have a firearm collection, because we got those, whether you have a car collection, because we got those, whether you have businesses, because we got those. Like, there is something that you own, which is called an asset, that needs protection. So trust fund is all about asset protection. I hope that somebody understood that, and I hope that someone is learning from this, because I am trying to talk in a way that we understand. Because historically, what I am clear about is that we are not getting the message, that we do not understand what is being said when people are saying, oh, I have a trust fund. We automatically think that that is only for the wealthy, when the truth of the matter is that trust funds are for everybody. Because if you have anything worth protecting, anything, then it needs to be protected in a trust fund, because a trust fund is a legal document, a contract really between you and who you want to have business with after you pass. Who do you want to continue your legacy? Who do you trust to make sure that what you have built continues to, one, sustain itself, and preferably grow? But you at least want somebody to hold on to that which you probably have spent the majority of your life building, correct? That's why trust funds are important. It's the only way. It's the only way to do that. Okay. A will is not enough. A will will land your butt in probate court. I know, because I am there. Okay. What is not going to have you in probate court is a trust fund. So trust funds are for everybody, because yes, probate court is a hell that I don't want anybody to experience. I hope that my child, who knows what probate court is now, will never have to experience probate court for himself. He knows what it is, because I talk about it so much ad nauseum. Because to be in something that you do not want to be, and having to prove that it is this or that it is that, and a judge having to weigh in on something he or she cannot possibly know, because the person is no longer here, that is miserable. Okay, I don't want you to experience that. The other reason why I think that you should have a trust fund, or I know you should have a trust fund, is because it creates a clear path to generational wealth. For many of us, too many of us, a lot of us, we are losing our wealth because we don't even know where it is. That really saddens me. What a trust fund is going to do is it's going to tell you all of the assets, where to find them, who they're with. Um, the truth about a trust fund is that I'm not going to say there's no benefit, because there is benefit to people who are living. But the greater benefit is to those who come after you. Most of us will have children or have children. Um, and so if you have a child, if you don't have a child, you might have a niece, you might have a cousin, you might have somebody who you are in love with, and you want to make sure that you provide for or do for them, in what we call in the trust fund world for health, education, and maintenance. You can provide for those people in a trust fund. So the idea that a trust fund protects you from taxes now is not. I don't even know where that come from. That's a myth that I definitely want to debunk. It's like, trust funds don't allow you to avoid taxes. In fact, if you got a lot in your trust fund, you could have more taxes, right? But unless you create a charitable trust, and that's why people say, oh, let's create a charity, or create a charity, because then they can give money back to their charity. um, but for the most part, most people are not going to save or see any income tax relief because they have a trust fund. What your children will see an income tax relief, or whoever you put on your trust fund as your beneficiaries. So it does help avoid taxes, but they're the taxes that will come up and when someone passes. So estate taxes, death taxes, inheritance tax. They're called all kind of things in different states and different places, but it's just taxes that get, once you inherit something of value, the government wants you to pay them for that. But the idea that you are putting in your trust, and the idea that reigns in the law is like, well, if this has already been taxed, by putting in a trust, we are saying it no longer will be taxed, and I have already um, protected this in that way. Again, it's legal language that is written so that you family can protect what you own if the people ever come knocking. And the truth of the matter is, you don't know if the people are going to come knocking. But for a lot of us, the people come knocking within a year of someone passing. Within a year to 3 years of someone passing, people, us, are getting our things taken. And so I think it's so very important that we understand the importance and the like of getting a trust fund. So I cannot share this enough. I cannot state this enough. I cannot yell it enough. I cannot come on here and share it enough that trust funds are for everybody. And if you are looking at this or watching this or can hear my voice or feel my vibration, okay, because I'm trying to vibrate as wide and as big and cast as large a net as I can, you can click the link on this video and it will take you to a free consultation link for you to ask me anything about trust funds. And if you have an asset that you want to protect in any way, and most of us have many assets, because if you have a home, if you have a car, if you have a bank account, if you have a retirement account, if you have cash on hand buried in a box somewhere that don't nobody know about, that's all an asset that someone needs to know exists should something happen to you. The other thing is that trust funds do not just protect you in death, they protect you in what is called incapacitation, meaning that you cannot speak or do for yourself. There are many circumstances in which that could exist. So, again, trust funds are so broad because they are contracts, and they can be as specific and can address as little or as much as you need to, but you do need to have one because they are for everybody. All right, I am Attorney Henderson. This was my very first live. I just wanted to get a feel for this. It is 12:30. I started 12:30. It's about 12:40. It's 12:49. So I don't know. But the point is that I'm planning to come on here every day to talk about trust funds. I am creating an outline to do so. I just want to get on the habit of being on here because this will be the way for people to connect to me if you cannot connect to me, right? If you need the information, but you are not yet in a place where you feel like you are ready to start your trust fund. Although I'm going to tell you that again, because they are for everybody, there's no right or wrong place where to start. You just need to, I say, have the information, because again, it acts as a map and a guideline to building generational wealth. So I'm Attorney Henderson. Again, appreciate you for watching. There is a link for you to schedule a free consultation. Until then, I will see you guys next time.